Does it make sense to close down a barber shop when the airport is in Chinese? Hello guys, this is your girl Angel and I'm back at it again. What's up? What's good? How is everybody doing? So today I came on to talk to you guys about what's been happening in my country, Zambia. And I see a lot of YouTubers have really come out and have spoken about what has been happening, the views they have in regard to Mao Sampa standing up for the country by shutting down the restaurant and closing down the barber shop, of which I do commend Mao Sampa. I'm gonna do a brief intro of who Mao Sampa is. So I'm just gonna read it down. So Mao Sampa is a Zambian politician and the current mayor of Lusaka, elected in August 2018. Previously served as a MP of the Matero constituency from 2011 to 2016. A round of applause to Mao Sampa for the great work that he is doing. Great job, sir. I commend you. That was wonderful. But now getting into what I really need to talk about. So we say that he's doing a great job, of which we have seen that he is really doing a great job. But the airport is still in Chinese. The billboards are still in Chinese. I believe there's even a university that is in Chinese. They have Chinese classes now. I don't know of a place that or a university that has Chewa or Tonga or Bemba as a national language, or a language that is spoken, or a language that is placed on a billboard. Whenever you go to any institution, even in the United States, everything is in English. If they need to speak a language, most times they have somebody who is speaking English and a person that speaks the language to which the person comes from. So be it Chinese or whatever language you are, pretty much. But in Zambia, unfortunately, there's a lot of Chinese places that have opened. There are some that are illegally opened, and unfortunately I don't even know how they are managing to get those licenses, which says a lot about our system, which is very corrupt. Because for a foreigner to come into a country like in the United States, it is very impossible. You need to have a lot of money and you need to prove a lot of things in order for you to start up a business. You need to have the right paperwork, and they need to be sure that you are going to your business is gonna be a gain to the country and not just to you as a business person. So for them to say, okay, yes, Mao Sampa has done a great job, and yes, I applaud him, but what about the airport? What about the university that is in Chinese? What about the billboards? What about the homes that have been bought by Chinese? Have you ever seen a black person, a black Zambian, who left Zambia and went to China and successfully became a police person, or whatever, a business? Let me just talk about business in general. A Zambian, goes to China and has a barber shop and is speaking to people in Bemba, in Chewa, in Lozi. Have you ever seen that happen before? Not that I know of. So for people to say that he's done a great job, not that I am saying he hasn't done a great job, he has. But to fix a problem, you need to go to the root. What is the root of this problem? The root of this problem is the system. The system is pathetic because everybody is going into whatever they are going to for a catch. So everybody that is helping the Chinese says, okay, the Chinese man comes and he says, I'm gonna give you 350 million if you do ABCD. And because there is hunger and poverty and people need the money. Sometimes people don't really need the money, but people won't do anything for money. They'll do literally anything, even sell their own birthright. Just like in the Bible, the guy that sold his birthright to his young brother, the twins, he sold his birthright to his brother. So people can do anything just to have money. And so when a politician or a minister is told, look, this is what I want to do. I want to come into Zambia and I want to open a barber shop, or I want to do a certain business. Because the system is already corrupt from the root cause, it is corrupt. It is quite impossible to fix a little bit of it and not get down to the roots. We need to get down to the roots. Are we forgetting that we were colonized in the 1889 to 1888, 1889? We were being colonized by the British government, and that did not turn out good. Even when we had our independence, 24th October 1964, Zambia got its independence. Are we really a free country? Are we really a free nation at this point with the way things are happening? To me, it looks like the Chinese are getting ready to colonize Zambia. And if we don't stand up as a nation, we are going to lose that country. And because we have been through this in history before, right now the new generation needs to stand up. You are a mother, you are a father, you have a family. Do you want your children growing up speaking Chinese? Do you want your children growing up not knowing what their culture is? Do you want your children growing up learning Chinese, speaking Chinese? No, we still want the richness of our history to be recognized. We still want to reach the world and tell people about the nation of Zambia in our own special way. But if we allow intruders, foreigners, to come into the country and do whatever they want because, people are lacking money, then there's a problem. What is democracy anyway? Democracy is the rule for the people, by the people, and for the people. It's literally a government that is ruled by people. And we say we are a democratic country. How are we democratic if foreigners are coming into the country and they say that, oh, you cannot come into my restaurant because you are a foreigner? Who calls a foreigner? A person who is the dominant person, who owns the land, the person who was born in the land, and somebody just comes from China, flies 2 planes and comes to Zambia and says, oh, you are a foreigner in their own country? No, we can do better than that, Zambia. We can do better than that. We say, oh, we don't want the Chinese people in the country. What then should we do as a nation? What then should we do as a nation? As a people, we need to stop buying their products. We need to stop, we need to boycott. Have people not get jobs from Chinese people. Let people who have jobs, like who have companies, there are Zambians who have money. I do not believe that Zambia is a poor country, and I do not believe that people are poor. Yes, there are certain parts of the world of the country where you have like poor people, just like any other country, but I believe that there is wealth in our country. So many people leave Zambia and they come abroad to the diaspora to better their lives, and when they leave they never come back. Why? Because the government does not create opportunities for people. So the government needs to do a great job. Who is the government? You as a Zambian person, a youth, a young person, a young man, a young woman, all you people out there, you are the nation of Zambia. You are Zambia. You are what creates Zambia to be the way it is now. So if you don't do anything about it, nobody will. I am speaking up, and this is my way of speaking out as a Zambian citizen, as a person who loves her country. I am speaking out because I believe that we can do better. We cannot say, oh, he closed down a barber shop because it was in Chinese. Well, what about the airport? What about the banners that we have? What about the schools? What about all those other things? What is happening to those things? You cannot just close down one place. It has to be every one of those things, beginning with the airport. How much money has the Zambian government gotten from the Chinese people for them to be enslaved in such a manner? How many people in Zambia are there that cannot do? If really it's such a big problem, I I am suggesting, as a Zambian person, it might not work, it might work. I am suggesting that every Zambian, poor or rich, middle class, wherever you are, if people can create a GoFundMe or some type of platform that will help the nation. If we are owing to that to the Chinese people, let us create a platform where the money will go into that system. When that money goes into that system, whatever it is that the nation of Zambia is owing those Chinese people, give it to them. Let them go back to where they come from. They have their country. Why would a Chinese person with all the development in China come to Zambia and have a barber shop? For what? What is he really aiming? Coming to Zambia. Only Zambia. Why won't you go to America? Because America is well developed. Why will you come to Zambia? What is the goal? And those are the things that you should be thinking about. Why are they in the country? Why are they insisting on marrying Zambian women? Why are the men insisting on marrying Zambian women? Why are the men insisting on marrying Zambian, women? Why? There has to be a catch. Whatever people do, there is always a catch. You people, everybody, including myself, we need to stand up for what is right, and we need to stand up for our country. We cannot keep going like this and say, oh, great job, which of course he did a great job. But what about the airport? What about the Bank of China? Why do we even have a Bank of China in the land of Zambia? When we have Bank of Zambia, why do we have Bank of China? What is Bank of China benefiting a Zambian citizen? Are there even any Zambian people working in that Bank of China? Are they people speaking in Bemba, Chewa, Lozi, Tonga? Or it is only in Chinese? Where is the money that they are making going to? It is going back to China, and we are there watching with our korokoro eyes. Why? No. Zambia, we can do better. I urge every Zambian citizen to watch this video and do something. Be the person that makes a difference. I am ready to stand up for my country. I am ready to be a part of, as I suggested, a system that we can use as a country, include every Zambian person, not just any Zambian person, but any African that sees that whatever is happening in the land of Zambia is not making sense, and they want to be a part of supporting a great cause, so that we do something better for the land of Zambia. And we create that platform, and the finances go into that system. When that money goes into that system, whatever the Zambian government is owing those Chinese people, give it to them, let them go. There are people in Zambia who are educated. We have engineers, we have doctors, every career you can think of, we have people that are qualified for it. Why do you hire foreigners to come and do the job? Why do you have to have a foreigner to come and build your road, your bridge? And yet you have engineers. You tell Chinese people to come from China to come and build malls. You mean there are no architects in Zambia who can draw up a plan and Zambian people will do the job? Why do you have to always hire somebody from outside the country? Why are you not supporting your own people? Even you find that farming, instead of buying from your local people, the Zambian person will go and buy from a Chinese man. What are you doing? You're supposed to be supporting your own people. We are not saying that we don't like investors. We like investors, but we like investors who are investing in the country to benefit the country. We don't want investors who are coming into Zambia to invest so that they benefit for themselves. So many things happening in Zambia. So many things. It is ridiculous. We need to stand up as a nation, because before you know it, we will lose that country. And we cannot afford to lose it. That country was colonized before by the British, and it was not a good scene. And yes, we got our independence. In as much as we got our independence, I see we still are slaves in our own country. We still are prisoners in our own country. I see we are still foreigners in our own country, because if we really had that freedom, nobody, not even that Chinese man, will have the right to say you are a foreigner in your own country. Zambia, stand up and do what is right. Do what is best for the country. All of you there, including myself, let us rise up. Boycott boycott from buying things that belong to the Chinese people. Stop buying from them. Stop giving them business. It is you who is giving them business. And when they make the sale, the money goes to China. And then the kwacha goes like crazy. That is not what we want. We want a better Zambia. We want a better country, a better tomorrow. Because if we do not work on this is how colonization kicks into a nation, and people are there saying, oh, it is the government. You are the government. Edgar Lungu is not the government. You are the government. You voted for Edgar Lungu to be the president. You can definitely vote him out too, because you are the government. I am not saying I am here to say that people should vote out Edgar Lungu. I am saying this because I am reminding you that you have the right as a Zambian citizen who holds an NRC. You are a citizen with a birth certificate of the Zambian government. You are a citizen. Act like one. Don't just wait for the government. The government should do this. Or the ministers are not doing this. What are you doing as a person? What are you doing as an individual? Yes, they say the whistleblower must say, oh, the illegal acts and whatever not. Yes, and the people would do that. But what about the airport? If they are building an airport in a nation, this is Zambia, and they have Chinese logos or billboards at the airport. What a disgrace. Why can't it be in Chewa? Why can't it be in Bemba? Why won't it be in any other language? Why should it be in Chinese? Just because they are helping us build the airport? What kind of nonsense is that? Honestly, I'm not supporting that. I don't support it. I don't support it at all. So if we are saying that Mao Sampa is doing a great job, and I believe he is doing a great job, Mao Sampa, I call out to you. What about the airport? What is happening about it? Why is it in Chinese? If you are doing a great job, look into the airport, look into the billboards, look into the universities that have Chinese in them. Look into all those things. Let everything that is happening in the country be beneficial to the citizens of Zambia, not just the Chinese people. If we are doing the right thing and that country is democratic, we need to fight for our country. Otherwise, tomorrow, next 10 years, people will be speaking Chinese, and the nation will be in Chinese, and the government will be Chinese. No, we cannot afford to do that. In as much as our country is small, it does not mean that the people are stupid. It does not mean I am stupid as a Zambian citizen. It does not mean that you are stupid as a Zambian citizen. You are wise and you can see. And now that you can see, what are you doing about it? Do you want your children to grow up speaking Chinese, losing the value of the significance of their heritage as a people? You want them to grow up not knowing how to speak their language? You want them to grow up not knowing how to sing the songs that we sang as children? You want them to grow up not knowing who they are, lost, confused, without culture, without anything? They are just there. No. We can do better than that, Mother Zambia. We can do better than that, Mother Zambia. We can do better than that. Stand up for your country. Stand up for your nation. Boycott from all those things. It will not be easy. It's not an easy road at all. It does not mean it will happen overnight, but we can do it. If we stand up together, let us not be divided. Let us stand up together and do what is right. What is right? Boycott from buying all those Chinese things. The people who have companies, farmers, whatever they have, hire Zambian people. Let it go further, and let people produce and progress from the employment that they get. Even as a Zambian person, when you employ your fellow Zambian, empower them with a good wage, because the reason why they are leaving to go and work for those people is because they are probably giving them much more money than you are. So as a Zambian citizen, if you hire a fellow Zambian citizen, empower your fellow Zambian with a good wage. They are doing the job. Empower them with a good wage. Don't just be telling them, oh, I have an au pair, I have a house help. All those house helps, all those au pairs, all those nannies, All those garden boys you have, empower them with a good wage. If you empower somebody with a good wage, they will have a reason to fight. They will have a reason to say, no, I cannot work for a Chinese if my own person is giving me this much. But if you are not doing it and you are feeling greedy, you are being greedy with your money, do not be greedy with your money. If you empower one Zambian patient, you empower a lot of people, because the people behind that one person might just succeed because of that one person. That one person might educate 5 people because of just that wage that you give them. So as a Zambian person, as Zambian citizen, I urge you that you guys need to do you need to do better. I need to do better. We need to do better as a country. We cannot allow a Chinese from China to call me a foreigner in my own country. Even in America, nobody will call you that. They have rights. Americans have rights. And so if they have rights, if you do anything to an American, my dear, you will not know what is good. And so if nations like America stand up for their own, South Africa is another example. They stand up for their people. People say, oh, South Africans like to kill their fellow black people or whatever. They stand up for themselves. Do I encourage genocide? No. But at least we have an example that they stand up for themselves. Look at the Nigerians. I saw a video of a Nigerian who was being deported and he had chains on his hands. And so in the plane where they put that man, there were fellow Nigerians and they were treating him like bad. The Nigerians, all of them in the plane, they stood up and they said, no, you will not let this plane fly. We will not allow you fly this plane until you free our person. You cannot be chasing him out, putting chains on him. Did he kill anybody? You are just deporting him. If you want to deport him, just deport him. But don't treat him like he's an animal. Don't treat him like he's an animal. And that flight did not go until they complied with that. And so this is also another example of a nation that is standing up for themselves. And they were not even in Nigeria. They were in a foreign country before the flight left. They were in a foreign country. And so wherever you are, support each other as Zambians. Don't just say another good example right now is Lilim Tams. She is one of the big YouTubers in Zambia right now. She's a Zambian citizen who is based in United States, in United Kingdom. And she is doing amazingly good. Can you imagine that there are people who are already attacking her because of God knows what, just because they have hatred? Let us not be the people that bring ourselves down, because if we bring ourselves down, that is why the foreigner feels that he has the right to say things like you are a foreigner in your own land, because they see that we ourselves are divided. Let us learn to work together. Even if your friend is rising up, what do you think if I am a businesswoman and you support me with my business? What do you think? It means that 5 other Zambian people will be able to have a job because of the business I am doing. But if you look at me and I'm a business person and you start criticizing me because of the past you know about me, because of whatever it is you know about me, forget those things. You need to rise up. Otherwise, we will not grow as a nation. We will not go forward as a nation. We need to stand up together and support each other. Not gossiping one another and saying, hey, this person will not go anywhere. Learn to support one another. I am an example of my own self. I support Zambian businesses. I support small businesses however I can. And if I am able to, I support those Zambian, small businesses. Don't be greedy. How can you leave your country and you go and buy something that a Zambian is making? Let's say an outfit, an Ankara. Somebody in Zambia makes the same Ankara and the same one, maybe even better, and you get out of the country and you go and buy the Ankara in Namibia or Nigeria or Ghana. What is your own problem? Why won't you buy from your own person? You decided that I want to buy from abroad. Support local businesses. When you support local businesses, when they rise, Zambian people rise, which means they will hire fellow Zambian citizens. If you don't support them, They will leave. That's why people are leaving and going to other nations. Let us be a brother's keeper and let us support one another. As I venture into my ending to this video, I urge every Zambian citizen to rise up and do what is right. Thank you to all my subscribers, those that have watched this video. If you have not subscribed, honey, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button, and hey, keep in touch. Click the bell so that every time I post a video, you are always informed. So guys, let's remember who we are. Do not forget, the fight was not for nothing. The fight was not for nothing. We did not just have independence in 1964 for nothing. Remember where you are coming from. Remember the freedom you have, that somebody fought for it. And if you don't fight now, you'll be fighting again to have freedom that you think you already have. You will lose it. Let us fight. Let us stand up for one another. So bless you guys. Thank you for watching my video, and ciao.